Remembering a Patton Village officer killed in a crash during a police chase in Montgomery County, and now investigators have identified the 11-year-old boy also killed during that chase. Adon Hilario Jr. was one of 7 people inside an SUV that struck the officer's police cruiser. That officer was Sergeant Stacy Baumgartner. His patrol car was hit by the SUV Hilario was riding in at the intersection of State Highway 242 and FM 1485.
And police say this all happened while Baumgartner was in pursuit of Garrett Nee. Nee has now been charged in both of those deaths. Channel 2's Jace Larson joining us now live near the site of that crash. Jace.
Well, actually, we're at a growing memorial here that's just as you enter town. Let me show you what is developing back here. We've seen members of the police department drop off that wreath right there, the blue and white wreath. And then another citizen has come down here and has been placing these flags in a half circle here in front of that patrol car. This community is now mourning the loss of a very well-known and very popular police officer.
We appreciate his sacrifice and his service to our community.
The grieving process has just begun for the small town of 1100 that loved Sergeant Stacy Baumgartner.
There's no words to describe the grief that we feel for this family.
He was one of 11 sworn officers. Baumgartner had been protecting the people here for the last 3.5 years.
Not once has he ever complained to me about one single thing. Stacy just came to work, did his job to be able to go home to his family.
This whole thing started last night when Baumgartner responded to a call of a man urinating in public at this gas station. Investigators say this man, Garrett William Nee, tried to hit Baumgartner in the parking lot and then took off in his car. As the officer chased him, Nee ran a red light. Baumgartner was then T-boned by an SUV as he went through the intersection.
You know, it's so bad too. He left a 4-year-old daughter and a 20-year-old son and his wife.
7 people were in the SUV that hit Baumgartner. 6 of them had to be taken to the hospital, and an 11-year-old who was not wearing his seatbelt died. Now, investigators tell me that the suspect who took police on this chase actually saw that horrific crash happen in his rearview mirror, and he returned back to the scene of the crash where he was arrested. But then when he was put into a patrol car, he tried to kick out the back window and was unruly. He now faces a whole host of charges that, guys, include murder charges, intoxication manslaughter, and assault charges. We're live in Patton Village. Jace Larson, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
Jace, thank you. And this weekend's death comes 1 week after the loss of another officer in Pearland. In less than an hour, family, friends, and fellow officers will gather to remember Pearland officer Andy Ekpanya, who was killed by a suspected drunk driver last weekend. 38-year-old Amber Williamson is charged with intoxication manslaughter in his death. Ekpanya had only been with Pearland PD for a year. The public viewing and memorial for Officer Ekpanya begins at 5 o'clock tonight at Grace Community Church on the Gulf Freeway. His funeral is tomorrow morning at the same church. It starts at 10 a.m.